Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kalan from White Glove Models, and welcome back to the channel. So this is I says my mic is live, so I think we're good there. It's been a minute. I don't know. It's kind of been nice to take a little bit of a break, and now I'm finally getting back into things. And as you can see, some things have changed. We'll be talking about that here momentarily. I did a little video for you so you guys can kind of see what's changed here in the craft room, aka my wife's sewing room. Which has become my model room. Hey, Maker's Cave is in, so let's say hi to everybody. We have Mark Shellard was first in the house. Hi, Kalan and chat. And of course, we had Lewis, model making trucker. He beat me to the mark. Hope you guys had a good weekend, and Paige had an amazing birthday. So I checked the tracking, and her birthday present should be there today, I hope. You never know. It was in London last I checked. So I said hi, Kalan and Mark and everybody else. John Paul is in the house. And we also have my mom, Linda, Card Diva. Good morning, Kalan. Glad to be here today. Hope you all had a great weekend. I could say it went fairly well. Got some rest in and watched a couple of movies with Melissa, and overall pretty relaxing weekend, which was nice after a Friday full of doctor's appointments, which was annoying. So good news is my surgery has been rescheduled for August. So we're good there. And so far everything else is looking good. So pretty happy with that. And we have Jalen in the house. Hey, what's up, Jalen? Glad to see you. And Buckman's Model Mania, Top is in the house, as well as the Maker's Cave. Good afternoon, everybody. So the Maker's Cave, as well as Card Diva, are patrons of the channel, and I do appreciate all that you guys do. Steve over at the Maker's Cave actually just recently sent me some more goodies for the Arduino Nano. So I'm going to be kind of playing around with that. And if you are interested in learning things about the Arduino, I recommend going over and checking out the Maker's Cave. He does a lot of really cool stuff with electronics and props, not just models, but props and stuff for like Halloween and things like that. And Chris K is in the house. Somebody needs to join the Dollar Shave Club. Yes, I do. Believe it or not, I did actually shave this so I don't look like a homeless man while I'm on my YouTube. I need a haircut as well, but it's really hard to get a haircut in my town. We have two older barbers that are pretty geriatric, not to be mean, but a little senile, one of them is, and then the other one, I just don't like him. He doesn't do a good job. And the other one, the old, really old guy, he's only by appointment only, and he only works like 2 days a week. And so it's really hard to get an appointment with him. And then the new guy in town, he's always packed. And every time I try to go in there, he's like, sorry, man. And so it's like, whatever. I was going to shave it myself like I did last time, but Melissa thought I looked like a dork when I did that. So yeah, Lewis is commenting on it. Yeah, she didn't like it. She actually likes my hair longer, which is weird. So she did say she would cut it for me, though. Chris was asking about that. Thanks, Jalen. Yeah. And we have Scale Model Ninja in the house. Afternoon all. How's it going, Ross? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Sorry I missed your stream. I've been missing your streams a lot lately, and it's just a timing thing. So I need to get in and catch up on some of your streams. And Lewis is saying, cut your own hair, just lop it all off. Yeah. And Mel did say she would try to cut it. And John, sorry, I'll leave myself a note to shoot you an email. Sorry about that. I totally forgot yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't even remember. Look like a dork. Definitely shave it off. Yeah. It'll keep her mitts off of me. That's right. So real quick, so yeah, there's been a few changes. And since we have everybody here right now, I want to play a little video for you that I made. And when I was taking my shower this morning, I just kind of thought, you know what? The easiest way to kind of give you an idea of what's happening above my head in this room is to just do a quick video of it. So I'm going to play that video now. Let me know how the volume is on it. I have it turned down just a tad. I can always turn it up. So just let me know how the volume is, and I'll go ahead and switch over to that. All right, so you'll have to excuse the lighting. It's not the best, and I'm freehanding this from my tablet. So just a few small changes so far here in the hobby room. Since my wife, we're trying to make it better so that she can actually use this room as well. And I have my dresser here, which has a few parts of the stash on there, just a few things. It was getting kind of out of hand, I guess you would say. And so we decided to put up some shelves, or I did. And basically from here, which there's the door where you come in. So from here all the way to the corner. And then from that corner coming around. And right now we're above the workbench. This is the light that shines down onto the workbench, where we've got the New Orleans and the 37 Chevrolet. And then, of course, down here next to the computer, we have the in-progress build shelf. Those are all the in-progress. And then coming up, we have two more shelves, mostly with trumpeter ships, well, 3 of them. And then it's kind of hard because there's not a lot of light back there. If I turn this on, it kind of might help. There we go. So some in progress as well, like the Sherman tank, the Star Trek Mr. Spock, a few other kits. And then up top here, we have the 2 JJ prizes, another Evolution, which that is such a cool plane. I don't know if I've showed it to you guys yet, but I have 2 of them. One of them I'm giving away to HobbyLink International for one of their monthly giveaways. So basically, yeah, this is kind of the state of the hobby room at the moment. And then the paint booth still has yet to come outside. There's the little paint rack, but I've got some stuff inside the paint booth here. The paint booth will actually be going out to the garage at some point, so we can use this space for games, or my wife can use it for sewing or whatnot, or just doing other crafts maybe while I'm in here working on the computer. So that is basically that. I am upgrading my exhaust system on this. I'm going to get a little different exhaust for it because the 2 fans just don't seem to be pushing enough air. So, and then of course, you know, we've got the more supplies and paints and things like that. And that I'm trying to get all of this stuff organized as well. And so I can get it organized and out of the way so we can better utilize this room. Yep, so there you go. That is a kind of brief update on what's happening. Before I can get the paint booth out to the workshop or the shop, I need to do some cleaning out there and kind of clean off my workbench and move a few things around, like my drill press and all that. So we'll get there. And the paints obviously will be staying inside because I don't want the paints to either freeze or get too hot with this crazy weather that we have here in California. So there you go. All right, so there you go indeed. I hope you guys enjoyed that little peek behind the scenes. And you guys are the first to see it. Well, that's kind of a lie because Lewis and Nat got to see a little bit of it, just basically what you're seeing right now. But yeah, it actually turned out a lot better. We've been talking about putting shelves in this room for years. The funny thing is behind me, we have our love seat that doesn't fit in the living room because we have a very small house. And so I put the love seat in here when we first moved in because we were doing the flooring in basically the whole house. And we started with the floors in here and then worked out to the living room and the kitchen. And so this was our TV room when we first moved in. And then it basically just became nothing, a storage space for about a year and a half or two. And then my wife turned it into her sewing room. And then I kind of took over in the last year and a half. But yeah, pretty interesting progression. And we're trying to get that love seat out of here. We want to get rid of it and then put in a bed, like a day bed. So we have a guest bed for, whenever my family comes to visit. Her family all lives here, so none of them stay over. Occasionally her nephews would like to, but usually they'll just sleep on the couch or something. But anyways, that is a little more than you guys needed to know. And I've been very busy the last couple weeks, which has been kind of, because I took that little break, and I do appreciate you guys for understanding me needing to take a break. But in basically the last week, I think I've done more modeling than I've done all of last month. And I did manage to get the Land Rover finished. If you guys have not been on Facebook yet or onto the Hobby Link International Forum, I did post the final pictures of it there. Also head over to Dexter's Crafters and I'm drawing a blank right now. You can head over to my Facebook, and I also posted it on several groups. It's not the greatest. Mark Ewing, he does beautiful, beautiful work, and I'm kind of embarrassed, but he did make a very nice comment about it. So that was, hey, Mark. Hello, Kalan from Edinburgh. I was just talking about you. So yeah, Mark put in a very, very nice comment on the Land Rover final pictures, and I do appreciate that so much. But yeah, Mark, his work, it's insanely amazing. And so he has some really good advice when it comes to doing the finish work on the bodies and stuff like that for cars. And so on my next build, I will be doing following some of his advice, and it's kind of all in preparation. I just picked up a 120 scale Fujimi Lamborghini Miura, and it's a beautiful car. And that one, I think by using some of Mark's tactics and techniques, I should have a beautiful body finish on the Miura, which is a really cool vehicle. So it's actually kind of the intro to supercars from what I've been told. And then Agora Models just came out with, I believe it is the Miura as well. And they're releasing a larger scale version of that, which I don't think I'm going to do. I don't know. It just depends. What color am I going to do it, Mark? I was thinking about doing it in kind of that yellowish color that some of them were in. I don't know the exact name, but I was going to try to get from Spray Gunner. They can actually match the paint codes from the actual manufacturer and send you the because they use a lot of automotive paints. They sell a lot of automotive paints that work on model kits as well. And so I was thinking about using one of the yellow colors that the Miura came in, which I think would be really cool. And Muso saying, I'm debating on renting a studio space if we can't get out of this house soon. Yeah, well, Steve from the Maker's Cave, they had to. They have so many different projects and stuff that they do, and they kind of run a small business. And so he had to kind of get a studio space, and his office space is phenomenal. And on top of it, Steve works a full-time job, which I don't understand how he has time to do all of this stuff, but he does amazing work. And the Arduino stuff, he sent me a Nano and some lighting stuff. I have the Nano right here. One question I do have for you, Steve, because I'm not familiar with these things. It says on the package, static sensitive device not to be handled. Do I need to be very careful when I'm working with this and maybe have like that static cable or whatnot? I don't know. So yeah, he says he doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, I know. He very, very busy. Sorry, change the YouTube to chat on. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, and if you watch one of Steve's last videos, he kind of talks a little bit about it. His wife gives him such a hard time because yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of time, but he does, and he's doing really cool videos now too. And live streams, which is awesome. And so he's kind of talking a little bit on how to do some of the electronic stuff, which is really cool. You can also check out over what's Horlicks. He's been doing an Arduino special with Mark for Mark's Mods, and they're really informative, and it's kind of helped me out a lot. They go a little deeper than I'm ready to, so I'm just kind of playing around with it. And Mark is saying, so not really unless you have a lot of static in your work area. And we have Paul Di Tommaso in the house. How's it going, Paul? Good to see you as always. And Paul, I would like to, since you're here, I have a few things on the bench currently that I've been working on, but I know you're really wanting to see the progress here of the Pontiac GTO. So just so you're aware, I got the Land Rover finished. The Land Rover's out of the way. I do have the 37 Chevrolet, which I'm working on, and this is basically ready for paint. I just need to do some finish sanding here on the primer, and then that will be actually getting paint today. And the paint I'm using is Createx Wicked Colors, another thing from, so this is from spraygunner.com. This is one of my free gifts from spraygunner.com for being a club member to Spraygunner. And I got a 12, actually, no, this one I won in the Christmas giveaway from Spraygunner. And I got 12 different colors, Wicked Colors, and they're really awesome. I haven't tried them yet. I've seen them used quite a bit. So I'm going to actually use this kind of candy green. I can't pronounce the name of it. It's called Wicked Opaque PHTHALO green. I'm thinking that's I can't do it. Phthalo green, whatever. That. If you can pronounce that, you are way better than me. I don't know. I don't have Siri or Alexa, so she can't tell me how to pronounce it. But yeah, it's a really cool green. I think it'll look awesome on the 37 Chevrolet. And then I also brought back the New Orleans, which is, I didn't realize this, but apparently I have it completely put together. I just need to prime it and paint it. So there is that. And then as soon as I get these kind of out of the way and get working on them, this one will be coming back to the bench, Paul. So the GTO with that new body that Paul sent me, because if you guys remember right, I completely butchered my body. I guess it's not too bad. I'm still going to paint it up and see how it looks, but Paul was nice enough to send me this body, which is, it's actually the proper body. It's slightly longer, and this is the correct body for this kit. So I just need to do a little bit of cleanup on this. I'm not going to go crazy on the panel lines this time, and we're just going to get this guy cleaned up and ready for, and primed up and ready for paint. So that's kind of the plan there, Paul. And I appreciate again for you sending me that spare body. And then once we get the GTO done, that will pretty much be the majority of my in-progress builds. I do have the Mr. Spock, which I'm of course going to finish. And then let's see, what else do we have up there? I have a couple of the Christmas builds that I was doing, and we're going to be doing those. But the Hind. So I'm going to come back to chat real quick. And so Kalan, if you ever build your Hind, are you going to try to add the rivets? So that's what I wanted to get to, Chris. So the Hind, I'm actually going to be starting to do a live stream at the last Saturday of every month after the Hobby Link International stream. So once Kenny gets off, usually about 6 o'clock my time, which is Pacific Standard Time. So 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock is the like New York time. And so what that's going to be is that's going to be the Hobby Link International group builds live stream, and people are welcome to join. Like if anybody else is working on any Hobby Link International group builds and wants to pop in and join me during the live stream and actually be up on screen with me and all that, I will welcome anybody that wants to do that. Just because it will be a lot easier for me to do a long stream like that, like a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours stream, if I have people in there with me, not just in chat, but I mean on the actual live stream with me. So that's kind of my plan with that. And anybody's welcome to join whenever I'll be doing that. And again, that'll be the last Saturday of every month at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I will be working on the Hind. The Hind will be the Hind and the Victory, because those are the two builds that I am going to be doing for Hobby Link International group builds that I need to try to get done before the end of the year. And then actually this is the third one. So the M4A3 Sherman, but the Sherman, I think I'm going to mostly be working on this. It's almost put together. I'm ready to start putting out videos on YouTube. And as far as the rivets on the Hind, Chris, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I don't have a rivet tool, so I was thinking about maybe getting one. But again, this one is, I have most of it completed and put together. I just need to start getting it ready for paint. And I don't know, this might be one of the 3 that rotates through that build. So we'll just kind of see what happens and play it by ear. Top is saying the Sunday stream moved to Monday. I'll be live at 6 p.m. Central, the 6 p.m. on Wednesday, and the Stooges stream on Friday. Diecast Resurrection uses those paints and promotes Spray Gunner. He does wicked paint. Yes, Diecast Resurrection does amazing work. Very, very true. And yeah, Spray Gunner is really, they're pushing those. And then these are their Chroma Airs. These are their, I think, kind of an automotive base. A lot of people in the automotive industry are switching over to these, as well as some of the wicked colors and stuff too. But these are really cool. And this was another gift from Spray Gunner. And this one, and then this is Bloody Mary, which makes blood effects. So those of you that do like Halloween dioramas and stuff, the Chroma, it's Chroma Air, and then this one is called Bloody Mary by, you can get this at spraygunner.com, and makes really good blood effects. So Steve, check it out, because this does a really nice job, and it dries really, really nicely. I've seen it used. I haven't personally used it yet, so we will get there. Phthalo green, Bob Ross. So it's pronounced phthalo green. That would make sense. Bob Ross say phthalo green. Okay. They both said that at the same time. Oh yeah, Wonderfest is in 2 weeks. Anyone going? So Wonderfest, World of Wayne is actually on his way. I think this in the next few days or next week. He's on his way to America for Wonderfest. This is actually because I've been out of the hobby thing for a long time. I had no idea what Wonderfest even was until this year. And I don't know if my wife would ever want to go. A lot of guys from the community are talking about going. Hopefully, you'll see a lot of people there. Steve, I assume you're going. I won't be. Maybe some year I'll get a chance to go. It sounds like a really good time. And speaking of World of Wayne, let me do this real quick. So World of Wayne is coming over to the US for Wonderfest, and then he's going to be spending some time over here on the West Coast with the one and only Spruverse. That's right. Phil Siegel over at Spruverse. They are going to be hanging out and probably doing a lot of live streaming and things like that together on Phil's channel. So if you're not a member or if you're not subscribed to Spruverse, he is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful human being. And my wife and I had the opportunity to actually meet Phil and his wife. And we had such a good time with them, and it was very short, but I was hoping that, hopefully, since Phil comes up here quite a bit to Oregon, which isn't very far from, it's about an hour away from where we live. He and I can hopefully hook up a lot more and talk shop and stuff. And I had such a wonderful time with Phil. He is an amazing human being, and his videos are outstanding. So if you aren't familiar with Spruverse, head over to Phil's channel at Spruverse on YouTube. And but yeah, he and Wayne are going to be hanging out, which will be awesome because two of my favorite people in the community together is always a lot of fun. So Phil was actually over in the UK last year and spent some time on Wayne's channel, which was really cool. Anyways, enough about that. But yeah, my wife and I had dinner with Phil and his wife, and just a great guy, just loads of great stories. The deal with the Hind is it didn't have flush aircraft rivets, but rounded boiler style rivets. So a rivet tool would be better, but still not correct. That makes sense, Chris. And there isn't a whole lot of detail on the actual body itself, which is very, very interesting. And so Maker's Cave, Steve says, yes, they are going to Wonderfest. That's awesome. Was thinking of Archer rivets. Let me write that down so I can Google it later. Archer rivets. So I'm wondering, Chris, how the fit is going to be on this on the particular Hind that we're building. I'm hoping everything goes together really well and there's not a whole lot of sanding and filling that needs to happen, because that's going to just end up making it take so much longer. But I do think it's definitely, it goes together a heck of a lot better than the hues that Kenny was working on the other day. So that hues that he was working on kind of reminds me of how the Blackhawk is that I'm building for my diorama. Speaking of that diorama, I'm so excited because I scored. I haven't talked a lot about the diorama that I'm going to be doing. So I have the 4-ton military truck in 1/72nd scale, and the Hind, the Blackhawk, or sorry, not the Hind, the Blackhawk in 1/72nd scale that I'm building for a specific diorama. And I needed some other stuff for it. And yesterday I managed to score a 3D printed Arab house that fits for my, it's a 3D printed resin Arab house to kind of match the the diode that I was thinking of. And way up there is a Dragon M2A2 ODS, which is in 1/72nd scale, which is going to be a little fiddly to put together, but it'll match that diode that I want to build so much. And so everything's really coming together for that. It's just a matter of getting the time to finish the builds, and then I got to start that one. The M2A2, I have to start that, and then I have to actually start the diorama, which will be interesting and a lot of fun. So moving on, got to go and get my tea, etc. Have fun, everyone. Take care, Lewis. Have a good night, and I will talk to you soon. And replacing him is, of course, his wonderful wife, the dexterous crafter. Happy Monday, Kalan. Thank you so much, Nat. Glad that you could join us. And you're replacing Lewis as he's got to head out. He's probably got to get ready for bed soon too. So Archer decals are easy to work with. Nice. So they are actually decals. So okay, and then it would have to be in 1/48 scale. Because that is the Hind that I'm working on. Wonderfest is fun. I've been down there a few times. That's been around for like 30 years or so. Yeah, I'm so behind the times. It's funny because they in Seattle they always had like BritCon and all these other different things going on, and then very recently they started to do not the model thing, but more of like the gaming type events and things like that. So it's kind of weird because in Seattle where I live, like unless you were in the modeling community, you didn't know about any of these events and stuff like that. So Comic-Con, that's what I was thinking of. Comic-Con was a big thing in Seattle. And that was more so in the recent years, from my understanding. So either that or I was just finally aware of it. Their model contest has entry fees. Wow. And Nat saying happy Monday, and everybody saying bye to Lewis, and Nat saying hi to everyone in the land that is chat. Lewis runs out right as Nat gets here. That's true. I can't imagine why, Chris. Archer makes great stuff. Okay, good to see. I've never even heard of Archer, so that's a excellent addition to the improvement of my models, I guess you would say. I use their eyes because screw painting them. Oh my gosh, no way. So they even have eyeballs. I bet Lewis wishes he was here in that. Because yeah, eyes are a pain to paint. I sent you the link to Archer on Discord. There's the notice. Oh yeah, that must have been what beeped behind us. So yeah, thank you, Chris. So how's everybody doing out there in the world of modeling and YouTube land? It's been interesting because I've spent a lot of time actually recently watching Ron. What's his last name? Calverly, I think it is. Ron Calverly. And he's this wonderful older gentleman in Winnetoba or whatever, up in Canada. And he Winnipeg or whatever, I forget. Anyways, he does really nice work, and he's been building. He kind of got back into modeling several years ago, about three years ago, where he built the Bismarck, and he's kind of learned from his mistakes there. And so I kind of went back and started with the build of the Bismarck, because I will be building a 1/200 Bismarck plastic model. You guys know I am building the 1/200 Agora models Bismarck, and that kind of is because I needed to get a lot of these plastic kits finished. It's kind of hit the skids, so to speak. but I have a lot of detail work I have to do on that. I also have a ton of detail work I have to do on the FDNY Ladder 9, which is actually in the paint booth. Some of it I'm going to do the Chroma or the Chrome by Allclad 2, their Chrome. I'll be spraying that today, actually. So we'll get some paint on that, and then I'll be able to do some more work on the FDNY Ladder 9. And as far as the Bismarck, I do have a couple of sections that I need to work on and get them put together, and I'm pretty much ready for that. But I have to go back and repaint a lot of stuff. And then the decks, the new decks that I got, trying to go back and match what I did on the forward decks is going to be a little tricky, but should definitely be fun. I'm really enjoying doing the mods and upgrades and repainting the Bismarck. It's been a lot of fun. As far as the Eleanor or Gone in 60 Seconds Mustang, I have a lot of work to do on the engine. We're going to be stripping that down. I just released a video for the Ecto 1, and believe it or not, that was filmed a long time ago. I'd been waiting for parts, finally got one pack, and here we go again, waiting. It's been about 4 months since I've received anything from Eagle Moss for the Ecto 1. So it's kind of on hold, but I stripped down the engine for the Ecto 1, and this is basically what the engine looks like right now. And I'm going to be repainting this and repainting the entire engine and making it up the way that I want, so that I think it looks a little bit better. But overall, that is kind of where we're at with those part work builds. Again, like I said, Agora has come out with the Mira, which is a really beautiful car. I don't think I'm going to do it. It looks too toy-ish, to be honest. And I don't know. We'll see. As far as the part works go, I think I'm done with that. What I'd really like to focus on the channel from now on is actually spending a lot more time focused on a particular model and getting it right and taking my time with it. So for instance, like the hood, the 1350 hood, and I just also got the 1350 German heavy cruiser Blucher. And thanks to Chris K over at HobbyLink International, I won the USS San Francisco in 1350 scale as well. And I plan on building that very soon too. And those will, I'm going to take those. But first I need to start with the Arizona, the Revell Arizona. And I'm going to be starting that here fairly quickly, just because it's one of those that's going to take maybe about a year to complete. From start to finish. And that's how I want to do all of these. I want to do them justice and do them right. So that's kind of the game plan now. And then in the meantime, while I'm doing those and working on them, I will be working on other models, of course, different things that we've got going on. So it's going to be a little bit of a transition for the channel. And I probably won't be posting as often as I was, but we'll see. It also depends on what happens after surgery, because once I get done with surgery, I'll be back on the fire department full-time, or volunteer full-time, because it's basically, when I'm not doing anything else, that is where I'm at. So I'm going to try to get out at least one video a week from now. We'll be doing the live stream at least once a week. And if that time zone has to change, then we'll end up changing it. But let's go see what's happening here in chat. And Aussie Trekkie did a great build on the 1200 Bismarck. Yeah, I've seen a lot of really beautiful builds of the Bismarck. I am getting closer to probably ordering the Bismarck at some point next year. But again, it's not going to get done for several years. It'll be sitting on a shelf. And then I also want the 1200 hood and a few others. There's Oakley, Occre. They do wooden models, and I'm going to be getting their, it's a 1/300 Titanic wooden model kit. I'm going to be getting that. I'm also going to be getting another one of their wooden ships, kind of as practice for that, because I want to do that wooden model. I love working with wood. I've always worked with wood in the past. I do a lot of stuff out in the shop, building stuff when I wasn't broken. And I love woodworking, and it's something that was kind of instilled from my dad and my grandfather, because my grandfather did everything. He did woodworking. He was a blacksmith, did everything. And, it kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. And so I think building a wooden model would be a lot of fun. And so I'd like to kind of get into that and dive into that venture, because the Victory, if I can ever get the one, or the wooden Victory, I'd love to build it. But I want to buy it as a full kit, kind of like Lewis was talking about, whenever we could afford to purchase the full kit of the Victory. That way it's all there and you can just slowly work on it as you go along. Have you tried AK Interactive Super Chrome? I have not, Mark. Looks wonderful, but it is tough, or it is soft like Molotov Chrome. So yeah, I haven't tried it. So when you say it's soft like Molotov Chrome, does it, do you have to be really careful not to touch it and stuff like that? Top was saying it's been 7 months since I got Ecto 1 parts, almost 8. It will probably be that last build I do with Eagle Moss. Yeah. So like I was saying before, it's like I waited months and months and months, and finally they sent me a pack. Well, it was kind of the other parts for the engine, and then I haven't heard anything since. And they keep sending me the Eleanor, but I'm kind of to a point with the Eleanor that I have to finish the engine and do all the engine mods that I'm doing, because I got resin parts for the engine that I have to paint or clean up, paint, and put on. And that kind of has to be done before I can move on with the Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor. Check out Barbados Rex. Yeah, Barbados Rex is awesome. I think if you don't know who Barbados Rex is, you're what are you doing? I mean, come on. He is the guy that tests every paint that comes out. And I almost don't think there's a paint that he hasn't tried or tested on his channel. So let me get a sip of coffee. But yeah, Barbados Rex tests everything for us so that we don't have to. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to see if he's done the Wicked colors. Oakrie is one of my favorite model companies. I have between 8 and 15 of their kits. Yes. And Top, who was it that made, was it Oakrie or somebody else that made your, what are they called? The streetcars that you're building? I can't remember. I thought it was a different company that was doing the streetcars. Steve said, I just got Enterprise parts last week, first since November. Wow. Yeah, Steve, that's that doesn't surprise me though. They actually said they were going to send me parts. Can't remember the next pack that I was going to be on. I wasn't very far into the Enterprise, so I think I was only on pack 3. And I just kind of gave up after seeing all the problems that people are having with it. So I just dropped it completely. The Ecto 1, I have a lot of time and spare parts. Like I have the power mod from just a second. Yeah, from Model Mods. So this is the Ecto 1 power mod. If you are interested in getting this or any other power mods for your kits, I would recommend going over to either Model Mods or part work upgrades. Part work upgrades, Ian is starting to carry a lot of different power mods and things as well for the part work builds, and loads of other stuff too. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but you can save if you ever go over to part work upgrades and place an order. You can save an additional 15% off by using a code that I have, and basically it doesn't really do much for me, but it just shows that you guys are watching my channel and are heading over to part work upgrades. So it's use the promo code PRM006 and you get 15% off your entire order every time you order. And Ian's a wonderful guy. I highly recommend. Hey, Wayne. No kidding. We were talking about you earlier, Wayne. Wayne, my enterprise parts are still in the box at the moment. Wayne has, he's doing kind of what a lot of people are doing now after watching Wayne go through and use the resin to fill in the windows. And it'll be interesting to see just how all of that works out. So if you're not familiar with Wayne, where have you been? Because World of Wayne is the Partworks man. He's also been doing a lot of other cool builds off the side too, like mechanical builds and things like that of metal parts, and he does a lot of fun stuff on his channel. And I really wish, Wayne, that when you and Phil, I was hoping that you and Phil would come up kind of my way when you guys were here, but you've got a load of things on your schedule and agenda to do. But at some point in my life, I will get to meet you, Wayne, because just you and Phil are by far the most genuine people out in the world, and it's just great to know you guys in the way that I do. And I've had that awesome opportunity to meet Phil in person, and he's just an amazing man. The streetcars come from Oakrie. I have a lot of them, and they have increased in price a lot in the last few years. I bought my first one for $45. Now they run $120. I think that, you know what though, Top? For a wooden model kit, they are priced very reasonably, because like the Titanic that Oakrie has, the one that I want to build, it's only about $400, I think, which is for what you're getting and everything you're getting with that kit. Really, the time investment is, worth more than the model kit itself. And I think it'll just be a lot of fun to build. Hey, Wayne, I'm recorking my windows on my streams. Yeah, that's the thing though, is I don't know how you guys are going to get all the bubbles. The bubbles are the hard part. And I know watching Wayne, like heat, you can use heat to kind of get some of those bubbles out and stuff. Paul saying, have they figured out how the saucer is going to attach to the rest of the ship on the Enterprise build? Paul, I don't know. That's probably a better question for Steve at the Maker's Cave, or even Wayne. I don't know. Oh, and he did answer that. Apparently the tabs will hold it. I'd love to see it. Yeah. And Wayne, hi, how are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. You have a wonderful trip, and you're just going to have a blast here. And I'm very jealous you get to spend so much time with Phil, because I could spend weeks with Phil and just bounce stuff off of him, and stories and stuff. I love listening to everything that Phil has to say, because he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy with universal bonding strips. I've gone off pissed with it. I'm sure I'll be there again. All packed now. Leave Saturday. Okay, so you're leaving Saturday. Wonderful. Yeah. I saw this morning you posted that you're trying to get as much stuff out as possible, so that you have content coming out. And I really do look forward to hopefully seeing some streams with you and Phil. And I know you will be sharing a lot of stuff, at least with us patrons on your trip and showing us kind of some of the places you're going. And I really look forward to seeing Wonderfest because I can't make it. I've never been, and it would be a lot of fun to just kind of see behind the scenes at Wonderfest. Tapa say, by the way, SolarRes clear resin is much better than the resin you were using last time. I saw you working on your windows, so much so that I am redoing them a second time. So how would you get the resin out of the ones that you did? Did you have to drill it out, or how'd that work? And Lewis is back. What's up, Lewis? Thanks for coming back. How was your tea? And I assume Nat's still in the house too. Steve was saying that they are driving out on Friday. Nice. If you watch Model Expo, they sell the Oakrie kit Titanic for $289. Okay, so yeah, it's even under $400, so it's under $300. That's not bad at all. It'll definitely be a lot of fun to build. Wayne was saying, I don't have a problem with bubbles since changing the needle to the needle bottles. Okay, yeah, because I think when you're using the needle bottles, you can kind of pull those bubbles out as you work around the edges. I think you were showing on your video. The SolarRes leaves microscopic bubbles unless you get right up on the ship. They weren't visible. John builds iconic military models. Just did a video on the 1-200 Oakrie Prince Eugene. Yeah, so I got a email from Oakrie that they were coming out with the Prince Eugene, and unfortunately I couldn't. There's no way I could have afforded to pre-order it because it's about $500, I think. But man, it's beautiful. It's massive. That will definitely be a very, very cool wooden kit build from Oakrie, and I look forward to maybe sometime in my life being able to afford to pick that one up, because I will definitely save for that, because that'll be a fun build, and that will probably take me about 6 years to build that. Yep, Wonderfest is going to be awesome. Definitely, Wayne. Definitely. Oh, and the reflection from SolarRes looks like glass. Say hello to Lou, the Aztec Dummy, for us at Wonderfest. Lou, another amazing guy. If you don't know Lou from Aztec Dummy, I don't know how he finds the time to do anything either. That he does some really nice builds. In fact, it is because of Lou from Aztec Dummy that I got the prints, the 3D prints, the files for the Sucker Punch gals. So if you're not familiar with the movie Sucker Punch, I got Baby Doll was the first one I got, and I have a friend of mine, Omar, over at Hobby Link International, is printing that out for me because I don't have a 3D printer. And so at some point we will be building a 1/4 scale Baby Doll, and then I'm getting the other files as well from Moon something Lee is the guy that created them, and beautiful files. And if you're interested in knowing more, just put a comment down below, and I can put his name in the description, because he not only has the Sucker Punch girls, he does other amazing 3D print files that if you guys are interested, you can purchase them, and he's very reasonable with price. Not had tea yet, had to go and pay for parking, sat plating up my tea while watching you. Nice, right on. So yeah, hopefully, how did Paige's birthday go, guys? Hopefully everything went well and she was happy, and I hope that her birthday present shows up today, if not tomorrow, because like I said earlier, I saw it was in London last I saw. Top was saying, just pop them out like I did, and the ones I use CA on, you can see it on my stream from last Monday or Wednesday. Right on. Steve was saying, want to see if there's a Discovery Enterprise kit to look at. That would be very, very cool. Will do, Paul. I'm visiting his cave in Carolina too. Oh my gosh, Wayne, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm so jealous. You are going to have so much fun, Wayne. You're not going to want to come back. And I know, I know that especially when you get over here and kind of get to see this side of the world, and then also I think you guys were going to Texas, weren't you? Uh, there's a lot of fun things in Texas, and if I remember right, will that be your first time in Texas, Wayne? My grandmother was originally from Texas, so we had a lot of family in Texas, and we'd go visit. And my best friend actually, he and his wife moved from Washington down to Texas, and I still have yet to go visit him, but I'd love to at some point. Eugene pronounced Eugene like Aussie oi, G not J. Oi, Prince Eugene. Went really well, thanks. She's doing lots of model painting. Right on. That's cool. Tell me about it. Yeah. I've been to Houston, but we are only transferring through Dallas on the way to LA. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, so you won't get to see too much. Houston is a kind of a really cool place. So we had family kind of all over. We had family in Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, which was really cool because I got to go to the Alamo. And the Alamo, like when I was a kid, I really enjoyed that history because it's kind of a different side of America. Um, the you know that whole history and what Texas, they were kind of their own little world for a while. But yeah, very, very cool. And I really, really hope that you have a lot of fun um, and are able to kind of soak it all in. And I hope the weather's good for you too. Um, it should be. It won't be too hot, I don't think, but Southern California is quite a bit different than we are up here. We are kind of back into our spring, early summer, so it's already warming up quite a bit here. But in LA, you're kind of closer to the coast, which is a little bit cooler. So um, I've I've only been to LA just in passing. I got off the train there on my way to Orange County. And when I got off the train, I kind of looked around, and then there were like police cars everywhere and cops running around. And I was like, okay, I'm not leaving the train station. But that was just that part of LA. So, yeah, it would be nice to at some point go and check it out. And kind of see more of LA and Hollywood. I'd really love to go see Hollywood, just because I've done a lot of acting on stage in theater, and so I've always been kind of into that whole type of thing. And I really do miss theater. And I live only an hour away from Ashland, Oregon, which is where the Shakespeare Festival is held. But I've never thought about going up and auditioning for anything up there. I really do love. I've done a lot of Shakespeare plays in the past. My favorite, As You Like It, and Much Ado About Nothing. Those were a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed doing those. Wayne says it's looking good, but it's like 16 Celsius here at the moment. Wow. So it's really warmed up. You guys are having weather like we are, Wayne. It warmed up to be about the high 70s a couple weeks ago, and then all of a sudden it just got cold and was back down to 40 degrees, and it was snowing and weird stuff going on, and then now it's back to normal. So the only downfall is the one patch of grass I have at our house is in our front yard. That's real grass. I worked on it and planted it a couple of years ago, and trying to keep it alive is killing me. And they're trying to shut off our watering and tell us we can't water, which is understandable because we are in a drought. So I might just have to let my lawn go, which is unfortunate. But anyhow, I think it's been about an hour and it's 11 o'clock. So I think I will call it a day. And I do want to thank each and every one of you for popping in And especially Wayne, it's so good to see you. I always love it when I get a chance to talk to you one-on-one sometimes. So, and it's always nice to have the opportunity to kind of ask those questions that might get lost during a live stream, or when you're re-watching something and you think of something but you can't ask it or you forget. So definitely excited to see what happens on your channel and also on Phil's channel on Sprueverse next week. So in the following weeks to come, because I know it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So and also Maker's Cave. Steve, I don't remember what is your live streaming schedule now. I know you were going to do Sundays, I think. So head over to the Maker's Cave. Also, don't forget to check out the Friday Night Gem. It's at 8:30 p.m. On Fridays, and that is UK time. And that's where Nat and Luke kind of keep us all entertained. And also Topwell and I am buffering. I think it's trying to tell me I need to leave. So anyways, take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm very happy to be back. And next time I should be on, let me check the calendar real quick. So I will be doing a HobbyLink International group build live stream on Saturday, this Saturday, the 28th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I'll be back on Monday for the Monday morning coffee with Kalan. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. And I will see you guys next time. Now let's see if I can do the outro right. Bye. All right, so you'll have to excuse the lighting. It's not the best, and I'm freehanding this from my tablet. So just a few small changes so far here in the hobby room. Since my wife, we're trying to make it better so that she can actually use this room as well. And I have my dresser here, which has a few parts of the stash on there, just a few things. It was getting over kind of out of hand, I guess you would say. And so we decided to put up some shelves, or I did. And basically from here, which there's the door where you come in. So from here all the way to the corner. And then from that corner coming around. And right now we're above the workbench. This is the light that shines down onto the workbench where we've got the New Orleans and the 37 Chevrolet. And then, of course, down here next to the computer, we have the in-progress build shelf. Those are all the in-progress. And then coming up, we have two more shelves, mostly with trumpeter ships, well, 3 of them. And then it's kind of hard because there's not a lot of light back there. If I turn this on, it kind of might help. There we go. So some in progress as well, like the Sherman tank, the Star Trek Mr. Spock, a few other kits. And then up top here, we have the 2 JJ prizes, another evolution, which that is such a cool plane. I don't know if I've showed it to you guys yet, but I have 2 of them. One of them I'm giving away to Hobby Link International for one of their monthly giveaways. So basically, yeah, this is kind of the state of the hobby room at the moment. And then the paint booth still has yet to come outside. There's the little paint rack, but I've got some stuff inside the paint booth here. The paint booth will actually be going out to the garage at some point, so we can use this space for games, or for my wife can use it for sewing or whatnot, or just doing other crafts maybe while I'm in here working on the computer. So that is basically that. I am upgrading my exhaust system on this. I'm going to get a little different exhaust for it because the 2 fans just don't seem to be pushing enough air. So, and then of course, you know, we've got the more supplies and paints and things like that. And that I'm trying to get all of this stuff organized as well. And so I can get it organized and out of the way so we can better utilize this room. Yep, so there you go. That is a kind of brief update on what's happening. Before I can get the paint booth out to the workshop or the shop, I need to do some cleaning out there and kind of clean off my workbench and move a few things around, like my drill press and all that. So we'll get there. And the paints obviously will be staying inside because I don't want the paints to either freeze or get too hot with this crazy weather that we have here in California. So there you go.